giddy, guys. I'm giddy because it was a big week, a good week for us comic collectors, comic fans, movie goers. We've been nullified, apparently. Yes, Knull has made his way, guys. Those books matter again. What was tanking significantly is now very important. And shout out to Ferdbird. Ferdy, thank you for tagging me. I saw your sale, 700 and something US dollars for a third print. Insane. Congratulations. But yeah, we're going to get into all the fun stuff. I'm even more excited simply because tonight's guest is one of the most informative guys. I know I say this often about guests, but he does bring a lot of information. He's a wonderful dude, but I'll give him his roses in just a second. I want to show you guys something, okay? Totally not entirely comic related, but my son, my firstborn son, he's a gamer, of course, like his dad, and made me buy him Astrobot that just came out. Now, I opened this thing, and lo and behold, there was this cool little thing inside. Check this out, guys. They put together a little comic stuff for the kids, which is badass, dude. This is awesome. That's right. Start polluting their minds. Bring them to the comic side. That's what we want. But yes. All right, guys, like I was talking about my guest, if you don't know him, please do yourselves a favor. In the description of the video, he has his own YouTube channel, of course, where you could subscribe. Does wonderful breakdowns, wonderful reviews, wonderful many things comic related. But of course, he is also part of the Radiant Black podcast. If you guys aren't familiar and you're big Massiverse fans, you're big Radiant Black fans, please go check that out. And of course, last but not least, we both shared much time with the comic kingpins, guys. Comic Sheik, what's going on, bro?
Hey everyone, good to be here. Very excited. It's always a fun time. I asked BC if I could be on. He was super grateful, and he was like, "Let's do it." So he couldn't pick a better week with Absolute Batman on FOC, and yeah, the hype's up there, man.
Hell yeah, dude! And I just for you, rocking the Batman. I'm
Oh
in
yeah,
full Batman mode, dude. The
I'm in
thumbnail.
the Deadpool.
What's going on? This is some multiverse shit right here. But
Yeah,
yeah, man, dude. Thumbnail last week, Batman. Thumbnail this week, Batman. We'll get into all that stuff. The absolute Batman stuff, guys. There's look, I did say spoilers in the headline here of the show, but I want you guys to know I'm not going to spoil the book because I want you to embrace it. What I will give you, though, are details as to why I really think you guys should definitely take a look at this one on FOC. But yeah, we'll get into all that stuff in just a bit. Let's talk about Comic Sheik. Comic Sheik, what's going on, bro? You just dropped a video actually about Absolute Batman.
yeah. I got lucky enough to check out an advanced copy. It was really good. I'm one of those guys that just send BC backstage. Like I love Marvel, love DC, love all comics. But when they announced the Absolute Batman, I was kind of like hesitant because I love Batman, obviously, but Scott Snyder's written so much Batman. His Batman is iconic. It's one of the go-to stories that's recommended to most people outside of probably like Batman Hush or Long Halloween.
Oh yeah.
It's been in print for forever, and he's had like a 10-year run, right? And did it with Last Night on Earth, and then did more stuff, and then did Death Metal, all that stuff. So it's like, I was like, there's no one else they could find. So I was doubtful. But when I got to read that advanced copy, all my doubts evaporated. I was convinced, I was sold, and I felt like what Scott Snyder said during the interviews was really genuine and earnest. Like, this isn't a dude who's trying to sell his books. Like, I think he said that DC is already pretty confident of a sellout for both this and the All-In #1. Yeah. So it's like the numbers are already super high and they're already happy with it. But it's more about the bold swing for the book. And it took me back to being like a teenager reading New 52 Batman #1, like getting it off the shelf. Like when they reset everything, and I was like, this could go really good or bad. Guys, pre-order it. Tomorrow's FOC. Don't miss out. Let's just get one copy if you're at least. It's worth it.
Yeah, we'll get into the FOC stuff in just a bit, but well said. There's a lot more we're going to add to that. But yeah, man. And of course, Radiant Black podcast. You're still fully on board with Radiant Black. Probably your favorite series, right? Yeah. On my end, I did fall off. And simply
that's fair. A lot of delays, the double shipping of the Catalyst War and all. I don't blame anyone for falling off, but I think if you guys give it a chance, like when the Catalyst War is said and done, it's easier to just binge read it. I think a lot of people are going to be very, very impressed with what they're doing. It's funny because like Ultimates 4 came out like last week or the week before. It was an amazing issue. A lot of people are saying, it's one of the best issues of the year, and I agree. Dennis Camp's killing it. Love to see Phil Note on the interiors, and it's such a wonderful story. I mean, not wonderful in the sense that it's fun. It's pretty fucking depressing, but it's a fantastic story, and rightfully so that people are saying it's up there. But I highly recommend just don't sleep, guys. That's all I'm saying. Like, there's a lot happening in comics right now. We're so lucky, and it's shows like VC show every week showing you like all the amazing books on FOC, some recommendations and stuff, and we've got Energon and everything. So I'm curious to see, like, is DC's Ultimate Universe going to be successful? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have good feelings about what is about to come out, but let's get into it in just a sec. First, before we dive into all the fun stuff of FOC Market Report and Hot Topics, shout out to the chat because Love for Comics was here saying not a chance of missing this one. I don't blame you. We got Comic Sheik on tonight, man. But yes, appreciate you, Love, for swinging by. We got Michael Baker, who brought some Baker Shakers for all of us tonight on the Market Report. Anytime there's a Kingpin on, it's going to be a hell of a show. That's right, baby. We're going to kick it Kingpin style. I hope everybody has themselves a nice cold brewski. If not, well, I understand. It's not for everybody. There's some people here with probably bladder problems, and I get it. Chia-Pet. But anyways, let's keep it going. We got Derek in the house. Derek, what's going on, my brother? Yes, see, look, I keep it close to me. Now I think of you when I see this book. Yes, Primal Rage, baby, #1. But Derek, appreciate you being here. Got my brother Steve out in the West Coast, baby. What's going on, Steve? Part of Team Nerd Herd over on Nearing Nerdvana's channel. If you guys are not familiar, get familiar. Go subscribe to Nearing Nerdvana, where you can catch this awesome gentleman right here doing some awesome things. We got Ben LaRoche in the house. What's up, Ben? Appreciate you being here as well. Ben, part of a Telegram chat, which I believe you are also part of, Mr. Comic Sheik. And yeah, man, Ben, appreciate you being here. Got Gear Up 260, Armin in the house, one of the best pressers, cleaners in the game. If you're up in Canada, or hell, even if you want to send it to Armin to get pressed and clean up here in Canada and you're in the United States, feel free. Hit up Gear Up 260 because one of the best, no doubt. Nobody touches my books outside of this guy. We got Constantino Larata in the house. Constantino, another brother out west, and very close to you, sir. There you go. So Constantino's in the house. You're where again? Out west in Canada. You're in Calgary?
Me? Yeah. I'm in Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia. My bad. Yeah. My bad. I'm doing terrible. Geography wasn't my thing, guys. We got JF in the house. What's up, JF, man? Appreciate you being here as well. We got Jason Carvalho, who, yeah, fantasy football was good for me this week. Jason, I got to go check you. I don't know how it's going for you right now, but appreciate you. We just spoke Radiant Black podcast. Guys, there it is. Click it. Definitely go subscribe and come back to the show. Just do yourself a favor. Go fast. Come back. Comic Sheik as well. The guy who's right here. Subscribe. Come back. I would greatly appreciate it. And I know they both would as well. Got Steph's Comics in the house. Steph, my brother, always killing it. Always supportive. Always an awesome man. Appreciate you being here. And yeah, we got to get together again, Steph. It's been a while. It's been like, what, 2 weeks? It's not good. Not good. More chillings. Lefteros in the house, of course, because we are going to get into his FOC picks of the week in just a second. But Lefteros, always bring the fire, bringing the info. Please go and check him out over on Instagram if you're not already. Chia-Pet, my brother. Yes. I always dig at this guy, dude. But Chia-Pet's one of the chillest guys in the world. Seriously.
Yeah. Is this the book some people were talking about this week?
Yeah, well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you cutting me off while I was talking nice things about Chia-Pet because yeah, people were gonna think somebody was paying me. But yeah, man, dude, that book, you're gonna slap that now that you can get it authenticated.
I sold it. Someone like right when the trailer came out, I listed it for like $250, and someone bought it. So
yeah,
I have 3 copies, and I have the third print. So that's the one I really want to keep.
Well, since we're on the topic of selling books, we have another awesome guy who's here in the chat. It's none other than Ferdy. I shouted you out at the beginning of the show because Ferdy sold his copy of the third printing CGC 98. Dude, custom label, of course. You got to get that custom with Knull on it. I think it's the Knull one, or it's the one with Venom. Clarify, Birdie. But, dude, signed, He's got $723 for that one. So there you go, man. I guess a live market
Amazing.
report right there. Shout out to Ferdy. Congratulations on that big sale, man. I want to make sure I don't miss
Appreciate it.
anybody, but Guy Forge is in the house. What's going on, Guy, bro? I'm surprised that you're even here on a football Sunday. So that to me means the world. I appreciate you, Guy. Thank you so much for being here. Still waiting for that plate of pasta in my DMs. So please, please. Uni X, my brother. Uni always crushing it. He took a little bit of a hiatus, man. Took a little bit of a hiatus from Instagram, but he's back doing some comic things, and man, he was ready for the Knull news. If you see this guy's post, this guy's been collecting Knull, everything Knull, and doing it very well, very well. Some cool books. Hyper Combo Comics, this guy over in London, Ontario. He was out for the Comic Con this weekend, met Kevin Eastman, Ben Bishop. The guy was on fire. You should see how much shit this guy got signed. No surprise. It was a turtle fest. It was a turtle fest. That's really what it was. It was no Comic Con. It was a turtle fest. And yeah, of course, he made his way there with a couple buckets of Popeyes, and he did well. He did well. So there you go.
The Popeyes is a must.
Yeah,
The pre-con ritual.
Yep. Yeah, okay, I know I see all these. Canadian presses specialize in removing stains from moose turds. Yes, that's exactly what they do, guys. Who else we got here? I don't want to miss anybody. We got Comic Ozzy in the house. Ozzy, I don't know if you made your way also to that con. If you did, let me know, man. But I'm hearing nothing but great things. Nothing but great things. Look at that. Guy Huge, Guy Forge, the plate of pasta. You guys think I'm lying, man. Guy comes up clutch. He's always sending me these awesome plates of pasta. Gets me hungry on stream. Salute, guys. Have yourself a cold one. Appreciate you all being here. I see a nice little drink there. But all right, Sheik, I want to get into it because there's a lot to get into, man. Like I said, FOC is a good one. It's a good one this week. But there's that one book we're going to dive into just a little bit more than the rest of them. So, Sheik, are you ready?
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Booyah! All right, guys, FOC selections of the week for September 16. Now, of course, these books selected by none other than our brother, Left Arrows, who you can go follow over on Instagram. Go check him out because, like I said, always dropping fire content with great information. And I do want to put out that if you live in the United States of America, the books we're talking about tonight, you can get yourself these books at a relatively nice discount, 15% off of the cover price already, but get yourself an additional 5 by using Black Crown as the discount code over on comicnation.us. That's right, go visit them because they've got some awesome stuff going. And then you got Comic Legion, who already gives us Canadians up here north of that border. You get 20% off already on the cover price, but get yourself an additional 5% off by using discount code ENLIST if it is your first time ever ordering with Comic Legion. All right, Sheik, it's time, baby. It's time. We're going to kick it off with Batman and Robin, issue number 14. This is the cover A, first cameo appearance of Memento. Now, Batman and Robin, totally disregarded. Totally disregarded on my end, but Leftero's bringing this information for us.
Yeah, I did read this one as well. Yeah, there's a new villain. Looks cool. If you like Philip Kennedy Johnson, a lot of people loving his Hulk run. I loved his Action Comics. His Hulk was pretty good. I fell off it, but I really enjoyed it. I also love Nick Klein's artwork. Actually, Nick Klein grew up going to my LCS. He has a whole of his amateur art up in the walls for a while. It's pretty funny. But awesome. I don't think I'm I was reading the series just because I love the Robin by Williamson. I think Williamson writes him the best, and that's really what this was. It was just an extension of that, but they put Batman in the title to sell it better. This issue, though, I don't know if I'll pre-order personally. It was okay, but like you, I just falling off it, and I'm especially with all the DC and Marvel shit coming around the corner. I'm much more interested in that stuff.
I don't blame you. But one thing I will not completely disregard is my brother Infamous Jeb, who's here in the chat. Let's fucking go, baby. That's right, baby. Let's go. We're gonna move on to the next book with Crypt of Shadows number 1. I like this cover a lot, bro. First appearance and cover of Joshua Jovan. Pretty sick cover, man.
Yeah. The irony, it's Juan Ferreira who did the last 3 issues of Batman and Robin. It's especially great artwork. So yeah, I do like his stuff, and I really like this cover. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, the cover's sick. Look, I know how people feel about first appearances. I'm by no means speculating on the character. Who knows? We'll see how it plays out. But this one alone, I know it says first appearance above the cover, but for myself, this is a cover grab. This is a sick cover. I love this. I love
Yeah,
this.
I'm glad Marvel's doing Crypt of Shadows seasonally. It's a good book.
Yeah, it's wicked, man. But we'll keep it going back to DC with DC versus Vampires World War V, issue number 3. Wonder Woman vampire cover depiction by Kendrick Kunka Lim. There, okay, I almost botched that. I think I did okay. but yeah, man. Hey, look, Halloween's around the corner, man. Those vampire covers, they're pretty spicy. Pretty spicy.
Yeah. I'm not a big vampire guy, but I know a lot of people who'd like to, get cut by Wonder Woman's sharp teeth right there. So I'm sure this cover is going to be popular.
Depends where on the body. That's all I'm going to say. But yes, very nice cover. I like it. Yeah, cover grab for sure. But check this out, man. This is Guy Forge is here. I know Guy's picking this up for sure. It's called Godfather of Hell #1. Cover A right here. New miniseries about a mafia godfather who is shot dead and ends up in hell. And my God, I can only imagine what his time in hell is going to be like. So yeah, for the sake of read, I'm totally picking this up.
Yeah, this actually sounds cool. Vault's one of the few companies that aren't like one of the bigger ones that I think has like really good work. Time to time to release something really cool. And this does sound awesome. I honestly might end up checking it out. Gavin Scott's like a good writer as well. So
yeah, I dig. I'm gonna pick this one up. Now, Miles Morales, Spider-Man, issue 25, the Manhanini.
Dude, this guy got 2 suits in like a month.
It's nuts. It's nuts.
It's like the second suit on FOC this week when you think about it with the Alien second print.
Right, bro. Check this out. Introduction of the all-new Vibranium Miles Morales costume. So yeah, man, like you said, this guy's getting costumes galore. Which, I mean, my son's probably going to be happy because the more they add to this video game on DLCs, he ends up buying it without telling me. I just get a PlayStation email and like, what the? But yeah, man. So yeah, it looks like he's getting an all-new Vibranium Miles Morales suit, and sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I do like the Spider-Man suit. I'm guilty of picking those up all the time, so I'll probably end up getting this one too. So who doesn't like a good Spider-Man suit? Let's be real, guys.
No, for sure, dude, for sure. But hey, we'll see. I do look. I do think it's a neat cover. The cover is nice.
Yeah,
but
Manhanini is awesome.
Yeah, I'm always skeptical with these first costumes or appearances or whatever it is. But yeah, make of it what you will, guys. So let's keep it rolling with Spectacular Spider-Man issue number 8. Speaking Miles Morales, of course, solicitation here states that a new hero rises. Now, I'm curious. Are you reading Spectacular Spider-Man?
I read the first 4 issues and then fell off. I feel like Spider-Man and Batman, there's just too much. And I try to curate like which ones I like I read. So I was reading Miles and then stopped with the Vampire the Bloodhound Titans. But I'm reading Ultimate Spider-Man, and that one get it every single time it comes out. So,
oh yeah, well, I'm happy you're bringing it up because we're about to get to that in just a second. But before we do, we're gonna make a pit stop here with Star Wars High Republic Adventures issue 11, cover A. And yes, Star Wars bringing us some more first appearances, and also on the cover here with Gavi and Xylee Key. So yeah, I don't know. Give me something.
I personally like burnt out of Star Wars a little bit, but I know it's always a good pickup with Star Wars, right? Any one of these guys can take off. The stories are usually good, and say what you will, but at least they continue them. Like this being 11 issues, and there's probably one more. Like that's pretty impressive. Like I don't, awesome.
On that aspect, I'll agree with you 100%, man. And like High Republic, because this is with Dark Horse, and then we have High Republic that was happening with Marvel and stuff like that. So there's like, I guess, a bit of confusion sometimes. Some people are all over the place. So when you see a first appearance on the Marvel side and then you see it on the Dark Horse side, don't panic. Like I said, it does feel like there's a new appearance every week, which there pretty much is at this point. But like you said, you never know. Anyone could pop at any time. Now, check this. Transformers issue 13. Please tell me you're on the Energon universe.
Dude, I love this dude. Like I'm literally surrounded by these little motherfuckers. What are you talking about? They're like all over. Like you see these motherfuckers.
Show it
Like,
again.
look at
Show
this,
it
this
again.
little this is the first like figure ever for Filch as well, which is a she, and she's like, you know, she's been in a few shows and like that, but they've never made a figure for her before, so I was really happy to get that. But yeah, dude, I love Transformers. I love it so much. I like this book is amazing. Like I don't even know much about Transformers a long time ago, but I started reading a lot of the comics like very intensely because I was so into it. And this book's amazing. And I really want this cover, but is it a ratio? I think it's a ratio, right?
So the cover H is not a ratio. Basically, yeah, you have a first appearance and cover of Genvo on here. So I think this is a definite pickup if you're reading Transformers. I think this is a great grab.
Yes, I love this book so much. Guys, please read this book. It's so good. It's so good. It's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, forget spec, man. Just read it. That's all
Just
we're trying to
read
make
it,
you guys understand.
So are you reading this book?
I am, dude. I'm loving Transformers.
Did you read 12? Did you read 12?
Nope, 12 I haven't read yet. Please don't spoil it. Please don't spoil it.
Okay.
Please don't spoil it.
No, of course not. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I'm at 11, dude. And yeah, man, 12 is the one that's on the back burner. It's been a rough week. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, man. So I'm behind. Yeah, okay. No, Lefteros, I see people saying 12 was good. My brother Trev is in the house. Trev, the shipping guru, as well, is here. So shout out to Trev, guys. Subscribe to his channel. He's going live 10 p.m. Eastern time. So go give him some love immediately after the show. But yes, Transformers, dude, so good. But all right. Ultimate Spider-Man 10. You were talking Ultimate Spider-Man. Possible first full appearance of Earth 6160's Felicia Hardy. But besides that, this cover is homage.
This cover homages two covers,
exactly.
Which I love. I love that song. It literally homages two Spider-Man covers at the same time. And I think that's
so good.
Yeah, so this book's amazing. I really hope everyone's reading this. Like, you have no excuse anymore. They reprinted every issue like 10 million times. I guarantee you can walk to any comic shop and find any issue. Like, and it might not be the first brand, but it'll be like the 10th, 5th. I don't know what the fuck brand, but you can find these issues. And the trade just came out last week, collecting I think the first 6 issues, and it's called Married with Children, which I love. You know, if you know, you know. I love this book. It's fantastic, and honestly, I think this book has one of the best Jonah Jameson interpretations, probably the best ever, in my opinion. Like,
right, and it's a so different take. Yeah. It's a different take on him, man. That's what I enjoy so much about this series is these different takes just make it that much sweeter.
Yeah, I'm wondering if his AI suit is Venom now. They're gonna do like AI Venom or something in this one, because I'm like, the way it talks to him is creepy. It's so creepy.
It is.
It's really unsettling, and it's just like, oh, you know, good. Have fun with your kids. Just like, what? It's just like,
yeah, man. So, yeah, sometimes I'm reading and I'm thrown off. I'm like, what is going on? But yeah, you have Chiapette saying, yes, it's Venom. I love it, dude. I love it. Now, like you said, this is homaging 2 covers at once, which makes it that much sweeter. If there's a book, I don't even care about appearances, but like if there's a book I'm really looking forward to displaying, I love a lot of the covers that have come out for Ultimate Spider-Man. But this is a sweet cover, man. This is
so sweet.
Yeah. So definite pickup for myself. Now, I want to get to Alien Romulus issue number 1. This is the movie photo variant cover, which of course got a lot of good feedback, a lot of great reviews regarding this movie. I haven't had the opportunity to watch it yet, but
it's good. Yeah.
If you were a fan, just this movie poster alone, very neat. I think this is awesome.
Yeah, I bought the cover A. I think I honestly I don't even remember if this variant was already up, so maybe I didn't see it. But this is a really dope cover. I really liked the movie. I didn't think it was like amazing, had flaws, but this is really enjoyable. Had a good time. Probably will pick it up when it's on Blu-ray. I'm like a big fan of this franchise. Like I love it. Like I really love it. Love all the movies. I've seen them all, even the bad ones, even Resurrection. Definitely 100%. Already pre-ordered this, and I can't wait to read it. I wish they released it closer to the movie. I'm sure there's a reason they didn't, but if it released close to the movie, I feel like there would have been more hype. But either way, I'm very excited to check it out.
Yeah, for sure. I think the red really stands out, man.
Yes.
Just as a comic, is just so good. So good.
So cool.
Yeah. And I'm happy to see the chat on board with that. So shout out to the chat. Now check this out on Canny X-Men number 4. This is the Fong variant, and it's basically a Gambit cover depiction by Jessica Fong. Very nice cover. I think with the options I have this week, personally, I'm going to pass on this book, but it is very nice. Very nice.
Right. No, I get this is like a good complaint, but like I've been reading this X-Men run. I like Gail Simone. X-Men's cool. I like the return to basics, even though I enjoyed Krakoa a lot. I've been like, whenever I see the covers for each of the Uncanny X-Men issues, they're all so nice. I just go with A because I can't pick. Just like they're all really nice. I'm just like, just give me
I
cover
do
A.
that
Fuck this.
too.
Yeah,
Look,
I just can't pick. You know.
I'm a big variant collector. For some reason, I just pick up the covers I like, whether it's A or anything else. I don't care. I know most people are always like, yeah, but if there's a first appearance, go cover A, and it's totally fine. I'm okay with that. I get it.
Hmm.
But I personally, for my collection, prefer the covers I really enjoy.
Yeah.
And I do that relatively often. But when I can't pick, I do tend to do that. I go
Yeah.
A, and then as the cutoff is getting close for FOC, I just go back and I'm like BCD, and I just close it. I just close it.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah.
No, it's and they've been having like the best art, like Campbell doing like a Magic cover, for example, and doing like a what's her name Psylocke cover. Like man, like he's killing me. And yeah, just so many great covers. Like this is like the fourth amazing Gambit cover they've done so far in like 4 issues.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. I'm happy though. I'm happy. A lot of X-Men fans seem to dig this particular title, like the Uncanny X-Men. Seems to be one of the better ones. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna stay on this book and probably gonna get the cover A for this one as well.
Yeah, I agree. Jessica Fong absolutely nailed it. Very good cover. Yeah. Gambit getting a lot of love in 2024. I'm happy to see that. But check this out. Another group of guys that are getting some love this year is definitely Deadpool and Wolverine. And here we've got Wolverine 2, a wonderful Scotty Young variant. And I love Scotty Young art, dude. And this is a no-brainer. I'm grabbing this.
Yeah, I didn't even see this, to be honest. So I might have to grab it. I do like Scotty Young. I there's certain covers of his that I just love a lot. Like a lot. Not all of them are for me, but I do like most of them. And the one that came to mind recently, because obviously with the Knull news, you guys have been seeing like Donny Cates tweeting, Stegman tweeting, and they're pretty funny guys. Is the cover he did with Ryan Stegman and Donny Cates like on the cover?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, dude, that's one of my like favorite ones. I love that so much. So yeah, I love the Scotty Young. Definitely gonna try to get this one.
Yeah. Trev said he definitely ordered this one, and I don't blame him. I did the same too. Yeah, Chiapet saying he's changing style on this one. I guess so. I guess I could kind of see that. But to me, Scotty Young art is always recognizable. Yeah, it's in a class of its own. Now, speaking awesome art, check this. Ultimates number 4, the 1 in 25 incentive. Earth 6160's Doom Virgin cover depiction by Inhyuk Lee. Again, Marvel doing Marvel, not so marvelous things, I guess. We'll put it that way.
Marvel.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah, just stop. I hate that you do this, but they do it just the same. And unfortunately, it's not the only book on the list this week that we will say this about. But yes, the cover that we had available to us as a first print is now a ratio for the second print in a Virgin. So yeah, just wanted to share that with you guys. Now, check this out. It's happening again. X-Men number 1 hits a third printing, and this is the 1 in 25 incentive, black and white Virgin incentive by Ryan Stegman. Look, I always say it. I'm not the biggest, black and white cover collector, but I think this pops. This stands out. Nice little signature on this would look amazing in a nice color. Make it pop. But yeah, I don't have anything else. Do you?
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, there you go. So let's keep it rolling. Aliens versus Avengers number 1. This is the second printing, guys. The book went nuclear.
Yeah, I love this book, man.
It was good.
I hate that it's $8. And
yeah,
like every issue is $8 US. I feel like that's a lot for. It's 4 pages more than the Black Panther versus Predator, but it's $3 more, which is like insane. But when you see the Isad Ribic artwork, it's worth it. It's worth it. It's so good. Yeah, I love this book. I can't wait. I think I'm still 50-50. I don't love this cover. I don't know what it is. It's just weird, but I do like the costume, so I may end up getting this.
The costume is badass. The story behind it is badass.
So good. So good. Yeah.
I hope everybody had a chance to read it. If you didn't, that Mark Brooks one, oh my, what a beautiful cover. But if you missed out, guys, second print is available right here. As Sheik just said, fortunately, comes with a little bit of a price tag, being an $8 book or $9 book. But one thing Chiapet does say that is totally spot on, Hickman books are just popping off, man. Hickman's on a roll.
Yeah, it was August was Hickman month. He had like 3 books out,
Yeah,
almost one every week. It was crazy. Yeah, they were all good too.
exactly. Hickman is on fire, guys. Now, there's also the 1 in 25 incentive, again, in a virgin for this second printing. And it is, again, a beautiful cover. This is a virgin. Gorgeous.
Amazing. Ribbage is so good. Like it's
Yeah.
insane. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Ribbich is up there, bro. I think
Oh,
he's
100%. Dude, if this guy, I was saying, I'm like praying to the gods. I'm like, all I want in my life, just like before I die, is Ribbich to draw new gods. Like that's all I want. That's all I want. That's really like just do new gods. I want to do it with Hickman, Al Ewing. That's cool. Just draw new gods. Then I'll be genuinely happy.
somebody clip this and send it to Ribbich for the sake of Comic Sheik. He needs this.
Yes,
Although
yes, please.
he's very young. He's got a lifetime ahead of him. But yes, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen, guys.
All right, guys. We're gonna get into it now. We have to. But before we do, Absolute Batman #1, cover A right here, is available on FOC. It is an all-new Batman series set in the DC Comics Absolute Universe. Scott Snyder's behind this. Now, you heard Sheik saying a bit of information at the beginning of the show. We have had the opportunity. He got an advanced copy, read it. Guys, I just want to say a few things. Please, I never tell you guys what books to buy. Never. Please always feel free to purchase whatever it is that you enjoy regarding these books that we are showing you on FOC. No one's telling you to buy them all. But for your own good, I encourage you to take a look at this one because it is very promising. It is a very solid start. Those, I covered on my show, I think it was last week or a few weeks ago, how we're going to be seeing a ton of characters that we know relatively well from Batman's universe making appearances relatively early within the run. And I will tell you, it does happen very early. Now, that arsenal of characters that DC has, yes, we get them early on, but these are new takes completely on these characters. Those who were villains, well, let me tell you, maybe they're not so bad. Maybe they're good. Maybe they're friends with Batman.
He said it like, here's how I'll explain it in a spoiler-free possible I can, but with details. So the DC Special All-In issue, it's going to give you a story about Darkseid told from different perspectives because it's a flip book. So you're going to have a different artist doing each perspective. One told through Superman's, the other told through Darkseid's, and one's by Wes Craig, one's by Daniel St. Pierre. Beautiful book. Awesome issue. If you like the Doom one-shot from earlier this year by Sanford Green and Jonathan Hickman, you'll probably really like the DC All-In #1 because it's like that for Darkseid. Yeah. But it also sets up books like Justice League Unlimited, and it has the first appearance of Absolute Wonder Man, Absolute Batman. They're on the cover and inside the book, and Absolute Superman. But the Absolute Batman, like BC was saying, so Chaos Universe is what like births the new universe, the Absolute Universe. It's birthed from Chaos energy, and that will be much more explained when you read DC Special. It'll make much more sense. Very Scott Snyder, cosmic bullshit. But it's good. And so because of that, like a lot of these characters don't have the normal influences they have. Like Superman doesn't have the cants. Batman, like his story is very different. He's not wealthy at all. His parents are like, well, his dad's a teacher. His mom's like a social worker. You're going to see like it's a completely different take. And because of this chaos energy and he's not rich, he grew up in the crime alley. Like he grew up in those poor neighborhoods. So he's friends with a lot of unsavory characters because that's the kind of people you meet in the streets. That's what BC is trying to say, is that you might see people who are normally villains who are like actually friends. And that I thought was a really interesting take because it's not just like, here, I'm trying to subvert your expectations, but everything actually makes sense and it works. Yeah. I will say the Nick Dragotta art is amazing. It's like truly, it reminds me of like seeing Jorge Jimenez on the mainstream for the first time, like on Batman, of how like that fusion of beautiful like kinetic manga artwork, but like taking the best of American comic book artwork. I think Nick Dragotta does just that, but in his own way. So there's really nothing like his art. And like I wasn't super on the big bat symbol and all that, but as I read the book, I don't know, I was kind of sold on everything. Just it's so endearing and it's so genuine. Like it's pure. It's like pure creativity. Like you can tell if you've read a lot of Batman, if you've read Year One, if you watched the Batman, if you watch the Joker movie, you're gonna see so much pulled from those things, whether it's visually, thematically. Like you're gonna see the person who made this. Like, they made it with love and passion, and you can tell. You can see it. You know what I mean? It's great.
Exactly. And you were saying something a little earlier that it really gives you the same vibes you had when you read New 52, right?
Yeah.
So that is something to factor. Now, what I want to say about this, guys, is you see exactly how Ultimate Spider-Man
Yes.
came into the into the comic field this year in 2024, and we saw in the aftermarket how very well it did. This is DC's Ultimate Spider-Man. I'm going to tell you guys that
Yeah.
right now. Make of it what you will. I'm not telling you to order up 9 trillion copies or empty your mutual funds, kind of like Derek just said in the chat. But what I am going to tell you is you do want to make sure you secure at least one copy. I don't want nobody
Yeah.
paying premium. It is a
No.
book that will definitely sell out at
Yes,
your
it will
comic
sell
shop.
out. 100%. I'm guaranteed. Like, it's just a matter of, is it going to sell out day one, or is it going to be like Spider-Man, where people are going to be like, oh shit, this is cool. It's going to take 3 or 4 days for the craze to kick in. But trust me, this book is going to sell out. And you know, at the worst, you get a cover price book, you pre-order it, you save even money on the cover price, you can pay even less, and you just get rid of it. I guarantee you'll probably be able to get rid of it for cover price. You don't like it, or it's just one issue, right? But I don't know. I really love this. And when I say it's like New 52 Batman, I don't mean like, oh, it's like New 52, they're rebooting shit. No, I mean like, it's New 52 Batman was bold, creative. They did something very different, but it was still grounded in the core of what makes Batman Batman. And I think this book is that. I think it is very bold. It's very different. They're not bullshitting you. Everything Scott Snyder said in interviews about this is not bullshit. It's for very real, like very bold, very creative. He didn't even want to do this book. You know, the guy wanted to do a detective chimp book. I swear to God, he didn't want to do this book. And then his peers told him that he's so passionate about this idea. He originally pitched it for someone else to write. And then they said that you're so passionate about this idea, we can see your love for it, that you need to write it. And that's where he was like, okay, fuck, I'm going to do it. So I don't know, man. Pick this up, check it out. It's awesome. Seeing that bullet logo there, it takes you back to the old times. So it's just like, let's go, you know?
Exactly. Now, if you want to pick up the cover A, I definitely encourage you to, but there's also other covers available. Jim Lee's got this wonderful cover over here, and it's also available in a foil, so you can get yourself as a regular, or you can grab the foil. But if you want to get crazy, kind of like Comic Nation, where he says they're pulling out 8.9 trillion instead of 9 trillion, well, you can get yourself the 1 in 100 incentive of the Jim Lee cover. Now, I want to say Jim Lee is a legend, an absolute legend, in my opinion, untouchable. But yes, Chiapette, I agree.
I agree.
Not the best Jim Lee cover.
No, it's okay. Yeah, I don't like Alex Sinclair coloring him. Like, I don't always like it, but more often than not, I always wish it was a little bit flatter. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, guys, those were the FOC picks of the week for this week. Of course, go show some love to the Lefteros for letting us know about all this awesome information. You can check them out over on Instagram, but you could also support by going to visit comicnation.us if you're in the United States. Use discount code BlackCrown to get yourself an additional 5% off. The books on FOC this week are already 15% off. And if you're within Canada, guys, comiclegion.ca. Comic Legion grinding every single day. On Monday nights, go live 7 p.m. Eastern time, where you can claim books that are coming out this week at wonderful prices. So definitely go check them out as well over on YouTube. But comiclegion.ca, make sure you use discount code ENLIST to get an additional 5% off if it's your first order, because the books are already 20% off. And one last thing, guys, please go subscribe to Covrprice, who, in my opinion, is the best comic book price guide around. I literally use them for everything. Started cataloging my books on that website. Everything about it for myself is just awesome because I'm a comic collector. And if you're a comic collector, I think you will highly enjoy it. And of course, on YouTube, well, you can find me there on Thursday nights with the Shakers. Boom. That was the FOC. Sheik. I think we did good. We didn't spoil too much.
Oh, yeah.
But we let the people know. I think it was fair warning. Of course,
Yeah.
No one's telling you to buy all those books, guys. You buy what you like. But you might want to look at Absolute Batman. Okay? Cool. Sheik, it's time for the market report, sir.
Let's do it, baby.
It's a big one. You ready, right? You ready?
Ready.
Oh, yeah. All right, guys, market report time. Of course, I'm looking at lists, CBSI, Covrprice, eBay, Go Collect, whether it be House of Stein, whether it be Fertbird's channel, whether it be even your channel, Sheik. Although you don't really cover prices, but I'm always watching everything you guys are doing. And let me tell you, it's a fun week, especially for the Baker Shakers. You know, before I get into it, I just want to put this out there. I was looking at how many slides are available for tonight's show. I don't think people realize there's 58 slides, guys. So let's get into the markets slides. With the first one being, we're starting with a banger. Marvel Superheroes issue 20, Origin of Doom, and first appearance of Valeria. CGC 98 selling for 11,400 US dollars. It was a cover price. Daily Shaker this morning. And my oh my, this is really a good sale for whoever sold this.
Yeah, I think this is one of the best covers like of all time. I really do. I wouldn't say like top 10, but I do think it's like one of the best ones. I just love it.
Yeah, dude, it's amazing, wonderful cover. To see this in a 9/8, dude, I would be flipping out because I've never seen such a high grade for this book. And let me tell you, seeing it is impressive, especially, again, I say this often, the black covers always tend to be a little more visible when it comes to those spine ticks or, those color breaks, etc. But a 9/8 selling for $11,400. Somebody check on Lefteros. He's probably the one who bought that. That's the only thing I see fitting here. But yeah, wonderful book. And I agree with you. It's one of I would put it in my top 5 favorite Doom covers.
Yeah, I remember, like, I don't know if he still has one, but I remember Richard from Bronze Modern Gods has like a really high grade copy, like in the 9s. And this book is great too, like, this era of stuff, like that's the Larry Lieber cover, I'm pretty sure. So I don't know, man. If you know this book, it's a pain in the ass because it's always like whenever you find it, it's usually in like the 3 to 6 range because it is square bound and it's beat to shit.
Mm-hmm.
So like to find a pristine copy, and I don't know, man. There's also like something about a nice square bound book, like that era of Bronze Age Marvel, like late Silver Age, Bronze Age Marvel, were doing these square bound books, like Silver Surfer and certain like Marvel Superheroes had quite a few. I love those books so much, and yeah,
they're the best. They're the best.
Yeah,
bro.
Valeria,
even the Thanos Quest.
Yes,
same thing.
yes. I have the Thanos Quest. I love that. Yeah, so. Yeah, I do love this book, and I highly recommend it. Like, if you ever find a copy of this, even if it's not super high grade for a good price, like pick it up. Like, go. One of the best Doom books to have, to be honest. Like, doesn't even come close. Yeah,
exactly. Couldn't agree more. But let's keep it rolling because we're gonna go into DC territory with Justice League of America number 9. Again, also a cover price daily shaker this morning. Origin of the Justice League, CGC 96 selling for $10,200 US dollars. Guys, I'm so sorry for putting books that are clearly not mostly affordable for us out the gate. But man, these are impressive sales. This is a sick sale. I like this.
Yeah. I love the book. I loved it. I've read this issue like quite a few times. It's a good origin and it's funny. And if you notice, like one thing that I always tell people is like all of these early Justice League of America covers, even though he's a member, Batman, like he's not on the cover, which is kind of a big deal when you think about it, because he's like one of probably the most popular DC character at the time with Superman, right? Obviously. Yeah. So the fact that neither are on the cover is just particularly fascinating. I love like a good cover that spotlights the other characters. So,
exactly. Dude, I couldn't agree more. But another impressive sale. So shout out to Cover Price for the Daily Shaker today. But let's get into the biggest sale right here. Fantastic Four number 1. Yes. First appearance. Fantastic Four moment. Dude, a CGC 9/6, guys, sold for $2,040,000 US dollars. Cover price.
Look. This book, controversial maybe to say this, but I would rather any day, personally,
buy a house.
I'd rather have this than ASM1 any day. It's not for the key value or whatever. It's not for the key like first appearances or whatever. It's the fact that this book is not what.
Time out. ASM1, I'll agree. AF15.
No, of course not. Let's not go crazy.
Okay.
ASM1, not AF15. No, that's different. It's a completely different ballpark. No, I'd rather have this than ASM1 because if you know your Marvel like history, this book was the most important to like kickstarting that Marvel superhero era, right? Like this is Marvel's Modern Family. This is where it kicked off that Marvel superheroes and everything. Yeah, they had the original Human Torch, the fucking robot. Yeah, they had like Submariner and all that, but that wasn't the same. This is like where it really went bananas. 1963, baby. So I also like this cover is iconic and it's been homaged a million times. Exactly. There you go, Derek. See, someone sucks. It's literally an advertisement for the Fantastic Four because they're on the cover of ASM1.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
so I get this cover because it's iconic. And no, like hardly ever seen ASM1 homage. But yeah, and for the family reason. And I personally really do love the Fantastic Four. I am really happy to see the sale. I didn't know about this 2 million. That's amazing. I think deserves it, and I'm very excited, not just for the movie because that seems like it's going to be such a blast, but I'm so excited to see what happens to Fantastic Four books when the movie comes out. Because I think if you know your Fantastic Four Silver Age, there's so many like really good. BC is actually one of the biggest hype mans. I know there's others. I know there's Gary. BC is one of the biggest hype mans for the Fantastic Four for the Franklin Richard book, right? Like he's been talking for years, literally years. And that's a really good one. That's just one. There's so many important keys, especially cosmic Marvel keys, littered in the Fantastic.
So many.
So I love the Fantastic Four. I can't wait. And this is amazing. This sale's amazing.
Yeah, dude, I'm happy that you caught on to that because there's a lot of good books with the Fantastic Four that should be looked at, especially such. Now, I don't even want to show you what the exchange is for 2,040,000 US Canadian. But let's just say we're very close to 3 million, guys. So I'm going to leave it at that. But what a wonderful sale. So, wow, incredible. And I don't think that was due to any spec of the Fantastic Four movie, guys. But all right, let's keep it going, guys. You all saw the Marvel Kith books that were available. PSA doing their thing, San Diego Comic-Con. But this is issue 3. Now, look at this silver variant cover. I know that House of Stein, Brian McClay, and the boys, everybody was covering, I think it was the red cover that they were talking about. There was a $500 sale. And when I was going to check some other sales this morning, I actually saw a PSA sell for the silver variant cover at 1,700 Canadian dollars, dude. This is crazy money.
So what is this Kith thing?
So basically at San Diego Comic-Con, they were given there was like these bundle things that they had going, right? They had slabs in there, and it was kind of like a random pull, right? So you either got the green foil, you either got the silver foil, the red foil, the yellow, whatever it was. And I don't know exactly the details on how many per, right? So I don't know how many yellow foils there are, how many greens, and I don't know that personally, so I won't dive into that aspect. But it looks like the silver one is clearly sought out after because 1,700 Canadian as opposed to, let's say, 500 US, or it was maybe, we'll say 600, just to give a benefit of the doubt for the red one. Like, this is a pretty big jump, man. A $1,700 sale. It's up there, dude.
That's insane. Yeah, this reminds me a little bit of like the Spider-Man McFarlane, like different colored versions of the number one. There's a million of them, like super rare ones. I personally never been. Yeah, I know you never like know how these things are gonna go. So good for the person who sold it. I guess like that's a huge sale for. That's like a cool cover, I guess.
Yeah. So if anyone has more information on exactly what was done with San Diego Comic-Con and these Kith books, definitely if you're catching the replay, comment below. But to my knowledge, like you didn't have the option to choose type thing. I think it was just a blind poll or whatever. But very impressive sale, 1,700. I can't wait for PSA to enter the grading grounds for us comic collectors, man. 2025. 100%. Let's go, baby. Let's go. But all right. Let's get into some more recent stuff, some more affordable, I guess, books. Because Uncanny X-Men #1, guys, the second print.
178. Oh.
Yeah, 1 in 25 ratio. You got the cameo of the Outliers. Raw copies sold for 178 Canadian dollars. I saw this at number 3 over on CBSI. Wow, this is big. $178 for this is a 1 in 25 ratio.
I can't even remember the last time, like the Doom one shot that became super hot. The second print 125 didn't even reach that number, which is crazy when you think about it. So that people must really, really want this, which is really nice to see. It's been a good story. My only thing and I have the same trepidation with DC, is Marvel and DC both introduce a lot of really cool new characters, but a lot of them just kind of like you have your creator write them for a while and then they just sit there. Like Strange Academy right now, like they're trying again, but it's just like crickets, So I hope, and I have faith in Gail Simone because she wants to do X-Men for a long time. But I will say these characters are really cool. Just based on the first two issues of Uncanny, I'm pretty intrigued.
Yeah, no, definitely cool. But I have never seen in quite some time a 1 in 25 ratio out the gate
Yeah,
going
that's insane.
for, you know, such a pretty penny. But yeah, the Outliers, well, we're about to find out because we got the cameo of them within this book. We're going to be seeing a little more now in the next issue. So definitely keep an eye out for it, Uni. But yeah, man, pretty impressive. Now, I just want to circle back to this book for a quick second because my brother, Infamous Jeb, actually sent me a little information right here, which of course I'm not surprised. The man, no, he's always on the ball when it comes to Venom shit. But the PSA stuff, so there's different colors, as you can see, of the covers, etc. And basically, they show you the percentage chances at the bottom, with I guess the silver one being a 0.3%. Sorry, yeah, 0.3% chance of pulling that. So
Okay.
now we understand why this sale took place. So there you go. Shout out to Jeb, my brother, man. I appreciate you, Jeb. Now let's keep it rolling back to DC because Swamp Thing issue number 90, Birth of Tefe Holland, CGC 98, 250 US dollars. Baker Shaker. I like this. I like this
Yeah.
book, especially, dude. All Swamp Things. I know Halloween's around the corner, but this, I wouldn't even tie it with that. I just get excited seeing that, vintage
Yeah.
DC logo, but classic cover, in my opinion. Again, the all black stuff. It's always tough to keep in a 9.8. So seeing a
Yeah.
9.8 sell for 250 US, not surprised.
No, this book is really, really hard to get for 90. I know Mint Hunter on his channel has been trying for years, and he's not really been able to. I think maybe once or twice he did, but for the amount he submits, like it's pretty hard.
Yeah.
This book is awesome. You can find it like a lot in dollar bins for like $2 to $4, and it's honestly a really cool key. Like you think about like Animal Girl, like the daughter of Animal Man, and how involved she is in the DC comics right now.
Yeah.
And like we talk about like like little girls, right? Like little girls want to see superheroes that are like them as well. Like they don't just want we've seen it a lot in the Spider-Verse with them introducing a lot of new characters, or like Spider-Gwen really becoming popular. So I think this one's a sleeper. Like Tefe is a really cool character, and Swamp Thing is one of those things where it's like Daredevil, where Daredevil always has a run, so that's the only difference. But in the
Yeah.
sense that Daredevil always has good creators writing really good shit, and it's like Swamp Thing's like that, where most of the runs are just really, really good. So I feel like Tefe is bound to really hit like a bump in popularity soon. And for a book that you could genuinely find for like $1 to $5 on any given day, like might as well give it a shot, right? Maybe you can get a 9.8.
Yeah, exactly. If you could get yourself a 9.8, and exactly what Sheik said, if you find this in a dollar bin and it's a top contender condition wise, I mean, finding it in a dollar bin is probably not. But hell, even if it's $10 and it's a 9.8 candidate, look at that, man. You can make some good coin on that because a 9.8 sold for 250 US dollars. Baker Shaker this week. Now, check this. We were talking Scotty Young before, and I thought this was an awesome cover. It's the first time I actually see this. I didn't even know it existed. But Journey to Star Wars: The Last Jedi #1, cover done by Scotty Young. CGC 9.8 sold for 230 US dollars. Again, a Baker Shaker, and again, I gotta say it, dude. Scotty Young art. I know it's not up for everybody, but for myself, I think this is neat. And just to show you that the fan base is willing to pay a little extra to have that in the top 9.8s, 230 US dollars.
Yeah. No, I love Scotty Young. I still remember to this day, like the same feeling of discovering his Avengers versus X-Men cover that I didn't know like he had one until I saw it. And I was like, yeah, I gotta have it. So Scotty is one of those guys who's going to go down as like a completely different kind of popular. Like when you think about a lot of the previous artists, like most of the cover artists that are known either just did covers or did other like very big works. But Scotty's one of those guys who's going to go down as just like being so iconic for having done just such a consistent run of like so many covers. It's insane.
Great
His
work,
output is like insane. Yeah, it's amazing work. So love this. I'm really happy to find out about it.
It's funnier because the more I dive into the older Scotty Young books, I actually like them a lot more
Yeah.
than some of the current stuff. Don't get me wrong, I love the current stuff, but Scotty Young OG stuff like Deadpool, Wolverine stuff, like dude,
Yep.
those are some banger covers. Shout out to Hyper Combo Comics, who always manages to find those. Even this weekend at London Comic Con, he managed to find some of those covers, and they're absolute gems. I think those are some of his best work. But yes, Scotty Young for Journey to Star Wars: The Last Jedi #1, CGC 9.8, 230 US dollars. Now let's get into some Hulk territory.
Ooh.
We got Doctor Doom on this cover, and of course, Doctor Doom hype is still real, guys. Incredible Hulk issue 144 was the last 15-cent issue, and a CGC 94 sold for 483 US dollars. I like this cover, dude.
I love this cover. I love
Yeah.
this cover so much. Yeah, like it's a great cover. Yeah.
Yep. That for myself is that's all it is. I mean, okay, the last 15-cent issue thing, cool. But I just think it's a neat cover. CGC 94, 483 US dollars. Yeah, I agree with Michael Baker saying this cover is so cool. Uni, I'm not surprised that you have this one. If you got yourself a possible 94, bro, you can make some good coin right now, man. 483
Damn.
US dollars for a book that was 15 cents, guys.
Yeah, this is an amazing cover. Love it.
Yep, very good. But let's keep it rolling because Batman 125 back into the Batman territory. First appearance of Failsafe, of course, but this is an Aspen Comics sketch edition and a CGC 98 for this sold for 200 US dollars, and it is a Baker Shaker. I like this cover. I know it was available also, fully colored. And I said I'm not the biggest, black and white sketch variant collector, but this one right here, dude, killer, absolutely killer. If
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken, wasn't it Michael Turner who did this one?
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
Michael Turner. Yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, I do. I there's some artists who I just love getting a chance to see their work and just the inks without colors. So yeah, I really do like this cover a lot.
yeah. It's dude. I find it stands out. Even like the
Yeah.
you got the buildings behind them. They just pop, man. Everything about this, the cape, the flow of the cape, love it. So beautiful cover. CGC 98, 200 US dollars. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, Hulk 340 again. Why Hulk 340? Dude, it's a copy signed by none other than Hugh Jackman. Of course, the Wolverine we've grown up with in the cinema universe, I guess we could say. Most of us growing up with Wolverine from the 90s cartoons, but CGC 98 sold for 5,000 US dollars, signed by Hugh Jackman. So if you were wondering what the premium for a Hugh Jackman signing on such a book could go for, there you have it.
Hmm. This is awesome. Like this just makes me happy. This is one of the best covers of all time. Like no, there's no debate, right? Like let's be real. This cover's been homaged a million times. Like literally a week ago, Absolute Power 3 came out. Dan Moore homaged this awesome cover. That's signed by Hugh Jackman. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm very curious, like what a normal 9A goes for and how much that signature alone added a premium.
Well, I mean, we can definitely look into that right away if you'd like, but the premium is definitely a solid premium because, dude, you're talking, look, Hulk 340, CGC 98. I'm going on eBay right now. Now, obviously, there's a difference between a
Unsigned
newsstand.
3K, gear up is saying.
So, yeah, like I was saying, there's a difference between a newsstand and, the direct or whatever, but a direct edition in a 98 sold for 1,200 Canadian. So, just to show you what that premium goes for, guys, that is 5,000 US, which is way more than 5,000 Canadian.
That's impressive. I mean, if you manage to get it signed by Jackman and still get a 9.8, like that whole journey, yeah, like that, it's worth the reward. So that's amazing. This is just so cool that it exists. I'm impressed. Yeah,
Absolutely nuts. But yeah, just it would be fun to share this with you guys. Now, I want to show you guys this wicked Matina cover because Gamora number 2 in a CGC 90 guys sold for 129 US dollars. People always shy away from the 9.6, the 9.4, the 9.2s when it comes to a modern book, but this Matina cover is just so damn good that even in a 9.0 somebody was willing to pay 129 US dollars, and I do not blame them. This is a sick cover.
this is awesome. It's a shame, like Matina, Sorrentino, like a lot of these artists with the AI like stuff recently, and now they're not doing any more work. I think the biggest shame is like these are not like some untalented hacks. These are like genuinely incredible artists who just trying to be lazy. So
Yeah,
I'm bummer about that, but it's interesting to see that hasn't affected the demand for some of his earlier work. And yeah, this cover is incredible.
now Uniax already said what I was just going to say is that he's never seen this one in the wild. And to be honest with you, neither have I. And that's probably one
Yeah,
of the main reasons why it's,
yeah,
seeing a little bit of a good price tag here for a 9.0 because I don't come across these. Now, again,
no,
I keep saying the all black covers, but, if you do come across this, definitely remember what we just said. you might want to pick this up because it doesn't seem like they're easy to come across, and it seems that they go for a little bit of a premium. So Gamora number 2, again, there's nothing keyworthy to this book aside from Matina absolutely crushing this cover. 9.0 went for 129 US dollars. Dude, we spoke Amazing Fantasy.
What?
I felt the need to bring it up now in a facsimile because, dude, the fucking facsimile is selling for 551 US dollars in a CGC 9/8. And brother, let me tell you,
Dude, I have like 10 of these.
I have.
Stop
I've
send
got.
them to PGC.
So I wanted to put this out here for
What?
all of you watching, simply because if you don't have it, well, you might be late, but I'm almost positive so many people have this facsimile because when it came out, dude, there were stacks on the racks, man. Stacks on racks, baby. Exactly. And I remember grabbing, 1 or 2 copies, and I still have them. CGC 98, 551 US dollars. I was mind blown.
Yeah, I don't know, man. There's something fishy about this. Like, did the person like? Is it just some noob who got confused or something? Because how?
I don't know. I cannot tell you, but it is a validated sale, and this sale did go through. So 551 US dollars for CGC 98 of Amazing Fantasy 15 in a facsimile. So you said that you would rather that ASM one. Well, someone else beat you to the punch with the AF 15. Yeah.
I'm honestly shocked. Like, I really can't. If this is the real sale, like, I know it's real, like it went through, but I mean, like, if this is like the person bought this knowing what it was, this is insane. Like, that's insane.
Look, I'm not gonna poke fun at the buyer, but there is a bit of a premium. Yeah, make sure it's the correct facsimile. This was printed in 2019 and later on as well. Yes, there's also the milestones and so forth, but yeah. Everyone's saying I think somebody got robbed. I thought the same thing, guys.
I think so. I think so. This is crazy.
It's bananas, but the sale went through. I'm not saying this is what it's worth. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying
it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. Anyways, Iron Man number 1, guys. Hombre Hierro, Mexican edition, La Presna, CGC 1/8. Sold for 350 US dollars.
Did newbie buy this?
Probably. I will say,
awesome.
Yeah, I will say that the foreign comics, man, it's always great to have, man. I like this. Personally, I prefer the original, right? Like, way better. I think the blue even pops more. But still, a sale that went through, Mexican edition right here, CGC 1/8, 350 US dollars. What's your take?
I like that it's different. Like, that's what I like, that it's purple. I like that it's different. I agree the blues looks better, but I just like that it looks different. And I do love these international books. I have an Arabic, like Lebanese, like first Supergirl. So I try to get them when it's possible. They're just so cool, man. Like, they're cool. Some of them are different sizes and stuff. But yeah, that's really cool. I love the number as well. I feel like at a 1.8, a price that high, that means the demand is there. So really, really cool.
Yeah. Who spelled La Presna? I did. It actually says on the cover. I'm trying to find it. It's all the way at the bottom of the $1. I made sure to double check. I don't know if it's supposed to be La Presnia or whatever, but whatever. I'm saying La Presna. Correct me if I'm wrong, Uni. You got the Spanish tongue. I don't, bro. But Iron Man number 1, Mexican edition, sold in a 1.8 for 350 US dollars. Ice Cream Man.
Dude.
I want to talk Ice Cream Man because, yes, we know that we're going to have a project of Ice Cream Man coming relatively soon, apparently. But Ice Cream Man number 1, first appearance of the Ice Cream Man, CGC 9/8, sold for $580 Canadian, man. That is very impressive. Very impressive. I know that a lot of people missed out on Ice Cream Man when it came out, right? So it was exactly, it's option. So obviously it's getting a lot of love, but a $580 Canadian sale. It's funny because I've seen books like Something is Killing the Children 1 sell for less. And there was a lot of hype behind Something is Killing the Children.
Yeah. This book, look, I think this book, like, I'm trying to not exaggerate or I'd be hyperbolic, but I'm trying to also be honest. I think this book is one of the best, like, modern comic books. I really do. I think it's incredible literature. I think it's deep. The only problem is that it's fucking depressing. Like, every issue really hits hard. It's gut punch. It's like sad. Sometimes I remember like I can't binge read this, for example. It just makes me feel bad. Like I'm so into the book. I think it's well written, the art's great, but like it always gets me down because it's so depressing. But I love this book so much. I think it's a little bit like Department of Truth in the sense that it could be serialized very easily because you have this
Yeah.
mascot, right? The ice cream man, or like the girl with the glasses, the red woman, the red lady in the dress, whatever. So like it has that going for it. I think it's very easy to adapt this show because, like I said, it's a masterpiece. It's still going. It's like 40 issues in,
Yep.
which
I
is
know.
crazy.
Of
You know what I
course,
mean?
there was a little bit of a break in between,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
So,
because he did a few other books. Yeah.
well, maybe people got depressed, dude.
Yeah.
According to
I'm telling you, like, how do you go into? Because I think about actors who like play really depressing roles. I'm like, you have to put yourself in that mindset. And I'm like, the writer is probably doing the same thing. Like, you have to be channeling that energy, those stories. So that's probably like maybe he needed that emotional break. You know what I mean? But
no kidding, no kidding.
this book is incredible. Like, really, truly. Like, I have a lot of FOMO for missing this issue, and I always try to look for it for a decent price. And it's very hard to find. And even when you do find it, it's not easy to find higher than 9294. It's quite like, I mean, it's a very low print book as well. So
Yeah,
I can't wait for this. I really, really love this book a lot. I love it. This and Department of Truth, I think, can be some of the best TV shows if done right.
absolutely, man. Dude,
Yeah.
I can't agree more. I know, like I said, I was talking something is killing the children, and everybody is definitely excited about that. But I would put these two up there with it as
100%.
well. And Ice Cream
100%.
Man, Department of Truth, hands down. It's like no brainer for myself when it comes to Department of Truth, especially with everything happening in the world right now. But yeah, I think Ice Cream Man definitely deserves to be up there with the other two. So yeah, Ice Cream Man, CGC 98, $580.
That's
Canadian.
amazing.
Like I said, things going on in the world. Look at this, guys. The tremendous Trump #1. This was a big time collectibles gold foil exclusive. It was limited to 300. It was on Covrprice Daily Shaker this morning. CGC 94 selling at $250. Shout out to Covrprice for letting me know about such books because I had no idea this even existed. Of course, homaging some Hulk greatness right here. My God, what a cover.
Honestly, they missed the opportunity just to put "it's huge" on the cover.
Yeah.
They missed that opportunity, but no, it's funny. I like the satire. Yeah, I'm just curious, like BTC Gold Foil, like who sold this? Where was this? Who sold this?
So the seller itself, I don't know who was the seller for this particular sale, but I do know that Big Time Collectibles was.
Big Time Collectibles.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay, interesting. So it's an exclusive variant. Yeah, that's funny.
Exactly. Yeah, dude. Uni, I heard about that. Apparently, they tried to kill him again today. So, Jesus Christ, man. Stop that. Just stop that. And I know, I don't get into politics, and whatever side you're on, nobody deserves that. Absolutely nobody deserves that. Don't do that. But yeah, so BTC equals Big Time Collectibles. Exactly. Probably the owner. I wouldn't be surprised if it was him. But yes, it was a Covrprice Daily Shaker this morning. And my, oh my, what an interesting book. But let's keep it rolling because Young Allies #6, a book I've spoken about earlier before. And this book does not seem to go away. A book that I had no idea even existed until last year.
This is crazy. Like, I think it's stupid, but I also understand it because I'm like, I love that. Like, I'm a big Legion of Superheroes fan. That's like probably my favorite group of all time. And there's that Supergirl cover by Adam Hughes that is similar, where it's like super rare and it's super, super, super expensive. Not this expensive, but it's like it's up there. But this is like
this
4,700.
Yeah, dude, I believe this is the biggest sale for this book at $4,700 for a CGC 98. This is the 1 in 15 ratio by Art Adams.
Is this the most expensive modern book that isn't a key?
You know what? I would not be surprised. I think it's up there. There's still other ones that I think definitely could share that title.
Like this might be the most expensive 2000s book that isn't a first appearance. Like
Yeah.
now that I really think about it, like is there a book that's more than this that isn't a first appearance? Like I know the Miles, the Ultimate Fallout 4 and all that, but
Well, no, yes, that's clearly first appearance, but
yeah,
I
that's
would
crazy.
I
That's
would say,
crazy.
dude,
Look,
there's some Spawn books that are up there for sure.
yeah, but those are like ultra. I mean, I guess this is ultra rare. Like, does anybody know how many 9/8 of this exist on the census?
I could definitely check, and I'll do so only while I'm looking at the next book because I obviously
Okay.
want to keep
Yeah.
conversation
Yeah,
flowing.
but this is insane. This is like I love this cover. It's a gorgeous cover, but the number is insane. That's impressive.
Yeah, dude, 4,700 US dollars. You're well over 5,000 Canadian. So again, very
People
impressive.
should be talking about this one more. Like that's a crazy sale.
Yeah, absolutely. But all right, we'll move on to the next one, and we will get back to how many 9/8 of this book exist on the census. Birdbird saying yes, he would say that this is probably one of the most expensive books that is non-key related. So yeah, but check this out. Key related Thanos 13, the 1 in 25 ratio. First Cosmic Ghost Rider. Yeah.
Dude, you're killing me today. You're showing me all the books I have FOMO for. I want this book so fucking bad, but
Same.
it's too expensive. It's too out of my. I can't justify mentally paying this much for a book from the 2000s. Personally, I just can't. I can't. So
Well, that book from the 2000s today for this 1 in 25 ratio for
crazy.
Cosmic Ghost Rider was on
Oh.
the Covrprice Daily Shaker this morning, and raw near mint copy sold for 450 US
This
dollars.
book is hard though, man. This book is color rubbed to hell. Like this book had
Yes.
this specific variant had a fuck ton of color rubbing. So I'm curious, like the grade and everything. But yeah, this book is amazing. Gorgeous cover. I love this key. I love. Look. You don't hear me say like rave. I love about too many Marvel things, but I love Cosmic Ghost Rider. I love Cosmic Ghost Rider so
Same,
much.
bro. Same.
So like I have the normal one. I have the cover A. I have a couple of those, but I'm on the lookout for this one.
Yeah. Shout out to the chat. And of course, I just checked as well, and they're spot on. Cliff, thank you so much. Michael Baker, thank you
7.
so much. There's only 7 9/8 of young allies on the census, 6 of them being blue label, 1 of them being yellow. So I'm curious to see who signed it. We shall see. But dude, what an amazing cover. It's so funny because I made these slides literally. I don't even want to tell you what time I was making these slides. It was 5 in the morning, guys. But I made these slides, and then later today, I think I saw Mighty Mel V post like 5 copies over on his Instagram. And man, dude, get to the selling, man. 450 US dollars for raw near mint. Yo, I'm totally gonna cash out. If I had 5 copies, I'd cash out on like 2 of them for sure.
Oh,
For sure.
100%. 100%. Dude, I love this book, and I'm actually envious of those of you that have multiples of this.
Yeah.
Those of you that were smart enough to like go hard on this, you're winning. You're winning.
100%.
You're winning. Yeah.
Uni, I couldn't agree more. One of the
Yep.
craziest, best Thanos covers that exist, man.
Agreed.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Agreed.
But let's
100%.
bring it home, man, because what would a Baker Shaker or a market report on this show be without a Spawn book? And guys, be surprised, it was not a Baker Shaker for today, but Spawn 303. This copy here, limited to
So
250.
that's the copy that sold that specific picture.
There you
So
go.
number 1 of 250 is the copy that sold because that makes a difference. If
No,
number one.
it's sorry, it's not the 1 of 250.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I just used this picture
Okay,
from
yeah,
Comic
just
Sheik.
making sure.
From
800.
yeah.
Yeah. You Spawn fans are dude. I love Spawn fans because they remind me of like the hardcore, and actually the Invincible fans remind me of the hardcore Spawn fans who just like they gotta have everything. You know what I mean? Like I love it. So this is a sick cover. So it's just like I don't blame you.
So good.
And 250 from Singapore Comic Con. Like how the hell are you even gonna get that? Like I don't know.
It's funny because it kind of reminds me of almost every cover that what's his name, was it Kirkman, that's been doing for Whatnot.
The Kirkham. Yeah,
Kirkham, sorry,
Kirkham.
I
Yeah,
said
yeah,
Kirkham.
yeah. The bloody variants or whatever. Yeah.
It's funny because it kind of reminds me of that. I don't know if you got influence from this at any point,
Yeah.
but yeah, it kind of gives me that vibe. But limited to 250, Singapore Comic Con, this raw sale at 800 US dollars. Fuck yeah. And it's a sick cover, man. I love this.
That's crazy. Yeah, Baker's saying that there's 9/8 of this for 1,000, so that makes the 800 sale even more impressive. Maybe it was just timing. That's the thing in comics is like timing is so important. Like I sold one of those like Aliens Avengers Mark Brooks covers. That was like I sold almost for $100 just because like it was at the right time and then dropped back down to like 50. So I feel like it's just maybe someone posted up at the right time just when there were maybe just very few slabs on, but like yeah, that's insane. I don't even understand how you would get this. Like, unless you live in Singapore or you're in the area. But like, how? Like, if you're not, like, how would you just gotta go to eBay, I guess, right?
So
Yeah.
just in case you thought I was lying, okay? Here, even on eBay, okay? You see the sale right there.
Yeah, that's insane.
And
Wow.
you can check multiple 130 point website or whatever. Like, dude,
Oh no, I believe you. That's
it,
amazing.
this is a sale. It went through, and yeah, it kind of what Michael Baker was saying though is right below it. You see a 9/8 selling for just a bit cheaper. So
Mm.
yeah, man, it's a beautiful book, crazy sale, and that was the market report, guys. But hang tight because we're about to dive into the hot topics, and you know we're gonna talk Knull. So, Mr. Sheik, for the last time tonight, I'm gonna ask, sir, are you ready,
Let's go.
baby? Is it hot in here? Is it hot where you're at? I'm sweating, bro. We are putting
Oh,
on
I'm
a fire
sweating.
show. This is a fire show. But so much information. Good times. Sheik, always a pleasure to have you on. But speaking fire, there was a lot of fire in the news when it comes to comics, when it comes to movies, whatever you want to name it. But let's kick it off with something I discovered this week, guys. I don't know if you know this. If you're a comic collector and you're a gamer and you like shit like this, check this out, man. Marvel vs. Capcom. We all know that the Fighting Collection, the arcade classics, is coming out, but apparently, if you pre order this, it comes with this awesome comic book. So, pre order Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection arcade classics and receive an exclusive comic while supplies last. Well, guys, guess what? Canada fucking sucks because we don't get this. Now, I'm putting that out there openly. I apologize to my fellow Canadians. I'm just feeling a little heated because I want this goddamn thing, but I'm not entitled to it. And if I am, well, I live in Quebec. I'm probably going to get it in a fucking French version. But besides all that, if you're in the States, you might want to pick this up because I was looking, check this, Marvel versus Capcom Fighting Collection comic. I was looking at some of the pre-sales and stuff like that, and I was already seeing some premiums going here. So $162.94 for the game and comic combo. That's Canadian. So the game itself is no more than like we'll say $70, $80. So you're paying a fucking like 2 games just to get that
Yeah.
comic with it. So you might want to keep an eye out, guys. I don't know how this is gonna do once it drops, but I just wanted to put that information out there, man.
I love this game so much. One of my all-time favorite games. I really want to buy this, but yeah, I am pissed about this whole only Canada thing. But I'm used to it. Like whenever, in my personal experience, maybe it's just a Nova Scotia thing, but whenever they do like those theater promotions where they give away a comic, we also never get them here. So it's been like that for a minute. But yeah, I'm gonna ask some friends over in the States if they could maybe find one of these.
Yeah,
Maybe I don't know because
but
that's such a cool thing, man.
it
The
is.
game and the comic, yeah.
You're gonna have to pre-order a game in the United States and cross the border just to get a copy of this. So yeah, that $80 that you're gonna spend extra just to get this over on eBay, you might as well because it's gonna cost you on gas anyways, and probably get stopped at the border. If you see my passport photo, you'll understand. Yeah. But anyways, let's keep it rolling, guys, because your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man prequel has pretty much been announced in a comic
Dude,
form. So I don't know if you guys
I
caught the
can't
news
wait.
this week. Yeah, we're gonna
I
be
can't wait.
getting prequel stuff in comic book form. We're gonna have a 5-issue miniseries that's gonna be dropping. Now, this is written by Christos Gage, artwork by Eric Gapster, and then you have the book that's gonna be releasing December 11th, 2024. So we're gonna see some of the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man story prior to the show via comics. So you might want to pick
Yeah.
this up if you're looking forward to that. So just to give you guys a little bit more information, you're going to be seeing some of Spidey's legendary villains. The comic series introduces some of the amazing adventures to come in the highly anticipated animated series that takes place during Peter's earliest days of Spider-Man. One thing about Peter Parker within the MCU is we didn't get any origin story. Why? Because we technically, in my opinion, don't need it. We've had it multiple times, whether it be with Tobey Maguire, whether it be with Andrew Garfield. We've seen it. I don't care. I don't want to see it again. But I am curious, and I think the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man cartoon that's going to be coming out on Disney Plus, I'm pumped for. I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to checking it out. And yeah, I'm definitely going to be picking up these comics.
I love Leo Romero, and I know he did a lot of the artwork for the show, and it's modeled based after his artwork. And I'm pretty sure those covers are by him, so I'm going to pick it up just for the covers alone. But I am very excited for this animated series, and you know, DC's had a string of success recently with some animated shows, including Cape Crusader. Marvel's been doing really cool things with like the What If and the the zombies and all that. This is the one I've been excited about for a long time though. So I'm really like, I'm definitely getting the comics, and I can't wait for this show.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Now, I did see somebody in the chat that I don't remember if I shouted him out, but Cliff, thank you so much for being here. I just want to give you nothing but love, Cliff. Thank you again for being here. I know you partied a little hard last night. You had a wedding, so I appreciate you coming here with your hangover. It means a lot.
Legend.
Bro, the Penguin is finally here. The Penguin is finally here. Apparently, Colin Farrell fucking kills it in this. The Penguin is a brilliantly crafted crime thriller that turns Colin Farrell's Penguin into one of the best live-action comic book villains of all time.
Yeah, I can't wait for this.
Yeah, this coming from Discussing Film. If it was IGN, they'd probably give it a 4. But
they give it a 5. 5, not a 4. You're really? 5.
What? I was pretty close.
They gave it a 5, and they gave Transformers 1 a 5, and everyone else is giving them like 9, 10, 8, 9, 10. I'm just like, guys, what's wrong?
Hey, if it was Price is Right, I was closest to the dollar without going over. That's the way I see it. But yes, I'm excited about this. I know we have Agatha coming as well, which I'm excited for. But the Penguin, I'm hearing nothing but great things. I think IGN is the only one who's really given it a rough critical review. But man, the Penguin's looking promising, man, and I love that mafia vibe we get to this.
Oh
man.
Yes, Sopranos, anybody?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like it's literally like the writers' room sat there watching The Wire and Sopranos, and we're like, okay, guys, we're just gonna do that, but with the Batman skin. So, which I'm all down for. Like, let's do it. That's great. Yeah, I love the Batman. I'm very excited for this. I've been seeing a lot of conversation last few days about people like speculating whether we'll see the Batman in the show, even for just one scene. It would be really cool. Definitely going to be a day one watch. And yeah, like BC said, there's just so much cool stuff coming. You know, Agatha, I'm very curious about as well. That the trailer looked like a lot of fun, and Penguin looks really cool. And I like that it's like two completely different. Like, there's nothing Marvel's doing right now that's like the Penguin, and there's nothing DC's doing right now that's like Agatha. So we're getting like completely different, unique things, which is really cool.
Exactly. So, guys, do want to remind you that the Penguin's going to be dropping this week on the 19th. So we're 4 days away from that. Yeah, just a couple more sleeps, man. I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be on HBO, and it's looking fucking amazing so far. So can't wait. Well, I guess we'll dive into it next Sunday on the show. But let's keep it rolling, because Whatnot came out with comic trading packs, which, guys, we've seen this before, man. You remember the Walmart packs and all that stuff? We were pulling some cool things out of that, like some ratios. But Whatnot came out with these, and I think they're pretty neat, man. I know that some people feel a certain way, but what I like is some of the stuff that is in these books. Now, if Whatnot was pumping trash, then I would be feeling a different way. But I do want to break it down for you, because this is a Marvel first, introducing the official comic trading pack that is exclusive to Whatnot. Now, a lot of Whatnot sellers were selling these over on their platform on Whatnot. And, you know, I saw some prices going bonkers. I don't know why that slide was there. It's supposed to be something else. But yeah, so the prices were going completely bonkers. I don't know if you saw some of the sales that were taking place and how this was working, but just to give you guys, did you see it actually, Sheik?
I think this is really cool. I'm not a big Whatnot guy personally, not so much the platform, just certain, like, I guess, leadership, but I do think this is really cool. And honestly, if I find a way to pick these up like in Canada, I honestly might just give it a try. Even though I'm not a big card guy, I just think this is so cool. Like, literally, like, we were talking about books, and it's like the first book I showed this earlier to you, but then the next book,
Yeah, yeah,
So it's like, yeah, I really enjoyed X-Men '97, and it really renewed my love for X-Men. So
yeah,
I think this is really cool.
yeah. So Uni saying it's whack. I see now the channels pushing these, and that's exactly what it is, man. Look, I'm not pushing it. I'm just giving my humble
Yeah.
opinion on what I
No,
think about it.
I just think trading cards are cool. I just wish they were more mainstream. Like I kind of wish Marvel did these. You know how like they're doing the Loblaws, like the Superstore has the cards. That's so
Yeah,
weird.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, like I just wish these were more like widely available instead of just like having Whatnot be the platform to sell it. But I agree with Chip. I think it's pretty fun.
So here, just to give you guys an idea, okay? The Whatnot comic trading packs and love for comics saying fizzled down. My packs went 100 to 150 in the packs. Now, some of the stuff that's being pulled in there goes for quite some premiums. So you are taking a gamble, exactly like trading cards. It works the same way. Each pack includes 3 random variants from 4 cover artists for a total of 16 limited variants to collect. Now, trade dress, you got one per pack limited to 1,250 per cover. Then you got virgins, one per pack, limited to 1,000 per cover, silver foil. Then you get a one in 1.5 packs, limited to 500 per cover in a gold foil. One in 3.75 packs, limited to 200 per cover, signed gold foil. That's cool though, because the signings, like, dude, there's some awesome artists here that are
Wait, so
involved.
sorry, are these variants or what?
Yeah, so there's variants, and you also have
What?
like let's say I don't know, you might get a Rob Liefeld signature within there on a cover, which is pretty neat. And then one in 15
Oh,
packs, you get a limited to 50 per gold foil cover.
interesting.
So yeah, look, just to give you an idea, some of the packs over
Oh, I see. I
yeah
see. Okay.
over on eBay we're selling for quite some coin. You got 271 Canadian,
So these are
312.
like big packs, eh?
Yeah,
Like
dude,
they're like
it's not
okay, okay,
cards,
yeah.
it's comics.
Okay,
It's
okay. I thought it was a card. No, no. Okay. Then that kind of makes it a little less cool, I guess, because it feels gimmicky. I
yeah,
personally want cards. Guys, do the cards. Just give us cards,
yeah.
Give me
But
X-Men cards.
But I agree with you, Pat. I think it's fun. Look, I again, no matter what side you stand on when it comes to Whatnot, some people love it, some people hate it. I'm genuinely neutral. I don't care. I'm not a seller. I am a buyer. I will tell you, I will buy if I do see a deal.
Yeah, no, Jeb's comment is really good. He says the evolution of exclusives. I think that's a very like intelligent observation. I think that's what this is. That's very, very
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Derek saying it would have been cooler if it wasn't pumped so hard by influencers. It just feels dirty
Mhm.
now instead of organically super cool. Maybe I'm just an old man yelling at clouds, but no, I agree with you. I think look, there's always going to be certain people within the community that for some reason tend to not piss people off, but I just the second they start promoting something, certain clicks or whatever, you almost feel like it's an agenda as opposed to something organic, something that us collectors really want. And I totally get that. Dude, like you said earlier about myself with Fantastic Four, I could come off as a hype man, right? I hype almost everything I'm talking about on here because it's stuff I genuinely give a shit
No,
about.
no, because you love. I meant hype man because you love it. You know what I mean.
Yeah, no,
Like
no, but
I think a lot of these people, like you can tell. It's the same thing I was saying earlier about Scott Snyder. Is like, yeah, I'm not saying this about anyone in particular, so don't nobody put words in my mouth. But you can tell the energy, and this goes for comic creators and comic YouTubers. You can tell like who the car salesman energy is, like who's trying to sell you on a product, and you
yes,
can tell who's trying to genuinely share their passion. Like you can always tell. Like
exactly.
you can tell immediately. And I will say I agree with what the guys are saying in the sense that it's always kind of shitty to see something that has that car salesman energy where it's just like kind of trying to capture the moment, right? Like in a product. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Now they only charged us 10 USD a pack. They only sent me 5. So just to give you an idea how it works for the sellers, and I appreciate you, Love for Comics, for sharing this information because it's great. It's a great opportunity for you guys to make money. Those that were selling over on Whatnot, I think this is a great way of doing it. Now I know Whatnot already takes a cut as well from your sale, right? So they're not losing money. This is a good way for them to do this. I think this is very smart on a business aspect. Very, very smart. I think it's neat, considering what it entails, what's inside these packs. And I kind of agree, man. If this is a new approach, you know, Lefteros just finished saying that don't be surprised. He's fairly certain that, Marvel will make their own soon. And I think that would be great. I'd be on board with such a concept. You know what I mean? If it wasn't kind of like you said, a used salesman approach to it, and we would be getting these organically. I think this would be cool, man. It's not a bad concept. I like that. Am I the biggest card guy? No, I do enjoy cards, but I know a lot of us comic collectors are also card collectors. Look, Steph's Comics is here. He thinks it's cool because he is a card collector, and I think it is a very cool concept. So I will give credit where credit's due, but
Yeah. It
yeah.
reminds me a lot of the Walmart packs, to be honest.
Yeah, that's
So,
what I said at the beginning,
yeah.
man. Remember Walmart packs? We were
Yeah.
getting Walmart packs. Basically, though, they were just random comic books bunched together that probably didn't sell, but they did have original covers in there. They did have incentives in there. I got
Yep.
lucky, dude. I pulled the fucking Black Knight, the Ebony Blade. I don't know if you remember
Oh
that.
hell yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, hell yeah.
I dude,
First Jax, first appearance Jax in that
yeah,
miniseries.
I
Yeah,
was pulling 1 in 25s of
that's
those
crazy.
books, and I was happy about that because the pack cost me like what $15, not even. So I didn't care. But yeah, man. So pretty cool. I'm curious to see how this is going to continue to roll on the secondary market. But let's keep it rolling because Marvel's X-Men reboot reportedly will not include Wolverine, guys. I want to talk about this because Wolverine. We just saw Hugh Jackman, Deadpool. He's gonna carry over. He's gonna be in Secret Wars. He has to be, right? Well, yeah. But I know this headline. I know this headline pops out to you, and you're like, "Well, what the fuck? What's the X-Men without Wolverine?" Let me tell you, if they reboot the X-Men without Wolverine, they're cooking because this gives us the opportunity to go the Weapon X route to really develop Wolverine. We have Adamantium taking place right now within the MCU. We're going to see it unfold within New World Order. We will get Wolverine, just not right away. So
Yeah,
I felt like when I read this headline, I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing. It's a bit clickbaity, but if you do your homework, you know what they're doing.
yeah. This could also just be a mislead. Like they might include like Wolverine during the Cocoa Age, where it's what's her name, grown up version of her being the Wolverine at the same time that they had him being Wolverine with the X Force and all that. So I don't believe like Wolverine's such an iconic character that I feel like in some form he will be there, even if it's not like this Wolverine. Maybe it'll be Dakin, maybe it'll be X-23, but they'll bring that someone in that role. Just too big of a character.
Dude, couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. But yeah, so don't panic, guys. Don't panic. But I want to talk about this because it's going to tie into some stuff we're going to talk at the end of the show, which is coming up very soon regarding Knull. Shang-Chi director Destin Daniel Cretton in talks to direct Spider-Man 4. The film is reportedly set to begin production next year. So apparently this is pretty much set in stone. The film is only beginning production next year. I know that we also have delays when it comes to Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. And now things are on track. You know, they came out saying that everything's good. 2025, hopefully, we can get Beyond the Spider-Verse. But I'm looking at the next 3 years, bro. I'm looking at the next 3 years. We know this is going to be a very street level movie when it comes to Spider-Man 4. We saw him back to his roots, right? Within the ending of the last one. You look at the next 3 years and the movies we're getting, we know we're building up to Secret Wars. And I'm looking at the release dates for this film. I'm looking at To Beyond the Spider-Verse. I see some things, some possibilities here. Maybe they're cooking. Agreed?
Yeah, I do like this director. I think it's a good choice for Spider-Man. I think he'll make the action in Shang-Chi was really good. I think he's going to make some really cool set pieces with some cool action choreography. So I'm very excited for that. And yeah, I do think I have a feeling. I don't know why. Like since I saw the Knull stuff, and then since I saw some shit Cates was tweeting, I have a feeling that like they're gonna make Knull the bad guy in Spider-Man 4, and they're gonna have him like team up with Venom and try to fight him. Because I feel like also like the scene of Knull in the trailer is the after credit scene. I feel like because it doesn't really connect with anything else in the trailer. It just feels like that scene has really nothing to do with anything else that's happening in the trailer. So I feel like that might be like either just a quick scene or after credit scene where they show Knull because they really want to sell the movie, and then maybe Venom will come to the MCU and they'll fight Knull across multiple movies. I've also heard that Cates has been credited on Craven as a literary contributor or some bullshit. Yeah. So yeah, I feel like maybe they're gonna try to do something like that because Sony, you know.
So I'm gonna get into it now when we get into the Knull talk. And speaking of the Knull talk, well, let's do it. Guys, Knull is coming. We all saw the Venom, the Last Dance trailer that dropped this week, and the world went nuclear with Knull books. It was filled everywhere. My Instagram feeds were full. The eBay sales were full. My brother Ferdy, who's in the chat, made an amazing sale. Shout out to Ferdy for the third time tonight. But it's insane that Knull is already coming into the movies prior to so much things symbiote related out the gate. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm not hyped. Trust me, we're about to break it down for you guys. But first reaction, Sheik, I want to hear what you thought
Of the trailer or of Noel being in it?
of the trailer and the fact that he's there.
Like, this is gonna offend some people, so I apologize. I like really love Venom, like a lot. I grew up reading Venom. I have all the comics, everything, all the cover. I'm not crazy like Jeb, but I have all the comics. I've read everything. I stopped for the first time with the Al Ewing Ron V stuff, like 10 issues in. I just didn't resonate with me. I wasn't super into it. Parts of it was okay. This Knull, in my opinion, the first 12 issues of the Donny Cates segment, in my opinion, is in like top 20 Marvel runs of all time. Like, it's up there. And I would say this guy is one of my favorite villains of all time. I love like All Black. I love how they retconned it and tied it to like God of Thunder. I love all that stuff. This for me is like the peak Venom. Like, just to give you an understanding of how good that run was. These guys were there, so they know. They were like, he was BC was in with the Kingpins. They were making videos about them. Remember, they did the reveal about who the light guy was, the God of Light, whatever the fuck it was called at the time.
Yeah, and
it was Captain Universe.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, these guys love these, but like I just want to remind everyone, because it's easy to forget. When Cates was writing Venom was selling so well that there were many months where it outsold ASM. That's a villain of Spider-Man getting his own book and then outselling Spider-Man. Just really think about that, okay? Just think about how crazy that is. Like, truly, just sit there and think about how fucking crazy that is. When Cates was writing Venom, everybody was talking about Venom. Every motherfucker in the comic and reading comics,
literally.
Even if you didn't read the book, you were talking about Venom and Virus and all that crap because it was that good. That book is amazing. Love Knull. I just like one of my favorite villains of all time. Marvel, DC doesn't matter.
I feel like everybody forgets about fucking Silver Surfer Black. Don't forget.
No! I love Silver Surfer Black, dude. Silver Surfer is my favorite Marvel character. I love Silver Surfer Black. That moment where Venom takes his board and takes the thing and combines them to make the axe. Yes. It's just like, you know what I mean? Like, oh my god, it's like a kid just screaming. Yeah. But yeah, I just, when I saw this, it was the only thing in the movie. Like, I think these movies, these Venom trilogy, I don't think it's good. I think it's a parody of Venom for the most part. Like, I do think it's cool that it embraces the goofier aspects of him, like from the early 90s comics and, you know, back when he was a bit more goofy. I just don't love them. I don't think they're terrible, but I don't think they're particularly good. And I just don't like love Sony. And I feel like the villains especially are just like literally recolored versions of Venom himself. And they don't even have the symbol, which, like, how are you gonna like have that Clintar like iconography? How can you gonna make the connection to like Knull with the chest with the thing if there's no if Venom himself doesn't have the symbol? It doesn't make sense. Okay, but anyway, I'm gonna watch it. I wasn't gonna watch Venom 3 at all. I was just gonna skip it. But after seeing Knull in the trailer, I'm gonna watch it. Like that answers your question. Like, literally, I'm just gonna go see it just for Knull. I don't care if he's in it for like 2 minutes. I'll just go watch it for him. I'm excited. But I don't think those movies are particularly good. I don't think they're terrible or anything. They're just like popcorn flicks, you know, whatever.
So I'm putting up some panels here, and shout out to Infamous Jeb because he actually brought this up in our chat, and it was something that I was immediately thinking about when the trailer came out, because you need to understand the weight and the relationship between Eddie Brock's symbiote Venom and Knull, right? Knull basically, you can see in these panels saying, you know, you have something I need, right? And Eddie's telling him, come and get me, right? I love that. I love that. There's so much between these two that I personally feel the movie and the trailer, if we got just that within the trailer, I agree with everybody saying post-credit scene. I hope to God they're giving us something either post-credit scene related or maybe within the last minutes. I think what we're seeing with all the symbiotes going bananas within the trailer and all that madness happening, either they're running from what's taking place, they know Knull is coming, right? But the movie cannot. I know it's the last Venom movie, but you cannot bring Knull into this and
Exactly.
end it this way. There is. It's funny because you brought up Captain Universe, right? You
Mhm.
understand the weight of Captain Universe and that power that was needed for in order to get to the points that King in Black got to, right? It was so crucial and key. There's just so much that if Sony's handling Null, I know we're all hyped, but I'm very concerned.
Oh,
And
100%. Like MCU fucked up the God Butcher, okay?
exactly,
Sony destroyed Venom. If you sorry, not Venom, Carnage. If you go look at like I agree with what Chiapet's saying, like they're pathetic, but I'm just trying to be nice. Like if you go look at the poster of like Let There Be Carnage and you see like Woody Harrelson wearing the wig, I dare you not to laugh. Like it's so funny. Like how can you not laugh? He looks so fucking hilarious. It looks bad. But like I try to enjoy them. Venom Let There Be Carnage is one of the only movies I honestly couldn't finish. Like I
yeah,
was watching it for free on an airplane and I was like, I just can't finish it. This is just so bad. It's so like it's too much. That it's too much. It's too much. They're like bad movies that are better than that. So
yeah,
I couldn't get into it. So I agree with BC. Like I'm really concerned. Like if he's actually the villain of this movie, there's no way this movie's good. There's just no way. You can't make it work. There's no way. It would be like starting. It'd be like Dark Phoenix, the
yeah.
first
But
X-Men movie.
but
It's
bro,
just like
I'm
what?
I'm I'm gonna share some slides, and I'm gonna get to what I think needs to happen in
Mhm.
order for this to work. So I hope this is what takes place. Now, before we get into it, I don't know if you saw the rumors, but apparently
Yes.
Norman Reedus will play Knull in Venom: The
Yes.
Last Dance. Immediately after that trailer dropped, this was circulating everywhere. I even posted it over on Instagram
Mhm.
relatively quickly after the news dropped because I wanted to put it out there and let people know, guys, apparently this is going to be Knull. I feel
Yeah.
a certain way. Don't get me wrong. I like Norman Reedus. I really do. I think there were better actors who could have been
Oh,
casted if
100%.
that's the
Yeah.
case. If that's the case. But
100%.
I'll jive with it. I'll jive with
Yeah.
it as long as the portrayal is good, because nobody wants to fuck with no. Absolutely
Yep.
nobody. Now,
I just, man, no, they need to like the all black needs to be like the Infinity Gauntlet. You need to emphasize how powerful it is, like how he fucked the Eternals or the Eternals up at the beginning, like those gods.
yep,
You have to show the story of that. You have to also establish the connection of like why not just like the Venom suit itself fears him, but that lore of like Clintar, all that, the planet. I just feel like you can't do that in one movie, and I really hope they do because if you do this right, this could be a Thanos level villain. Like you could really do an amazing job with this, but
exactly.
that means you have to embrace it. Like you know who did a good job of it, kind of minor spoilers. The Spider-Man video game, like the newest one, did a really good take on the whole like no invasion.
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal,
Phenomenal.
yeah, without even showing him, which is like even more impressive. So like
Exactly.
if they do something like that where they're honestly respecting the story, but they fuck with it a little bit and make it their own, I'm okay with that. But please respect the story. Like the fact that Cates found out like the way he did doesn't really inspire confidence in me. I'm just saying.
Exactly. Exactly. But let's keep it going because there's a lot more that I want to bring up. And that being that Null is an Avengers level threat.
Yes.
He is not a threat to Venom. Venom alone will not defeat Null. It took a lot for everything to come to end when it came to Null and the Avengers. Now, why am I bringing this up? Here's how I see fitting. Okay, you correct me if I'm wrong, Sheik, and you tell me what you think. Chat. I hope you chime in, and if you're catching the replay, please do. Null is an Avengers level threat. We got King in Black. We saw how that unfolded. You brought up Captain Universe. I think in this movie, unfortunately, we're immediately going to get Venom with the wings. They're gonna just throw
Mm,
shit at us, right?
yeah.
They're just gonna throw it at us rather than develop it. Because this is Sony's last film, guys, with Venom. That's
Yeah.
at least what we're told. In my eyes, the only thing that makes sense with bringing Null into the third and final film is that you need to make it be that Venom is going to lose. And how is he going to lose? He's going to have to hop right back into the MCU. And
Yeah,
that's going to put Knull on a mission to get him. So it'll give us time to get through Secret Wars, get through all of that shit, keep Tom Hardy, keep Eddie Brock alive. But immediately after, we know Knull is coming to the MCU. I think that makes the most fucking sense. Don't do it in a manner where it's a one off. We don't want to see Knull defeated by the end of this film. Leave the cards on the table, man. Leave it. Develop it properly. I think Eddie needs to hop back into the MCU, probably like Chiapette was saying back in New York. I do agree with Infamous Jeb saying Sony did a good job at keeping it a secret. Apparently, they kept it so well a secret that they kept it from the creators themselves. But what I really want is something of that manner. Make sure that Venom gets defeated. He hops back into the MCU. We know that there's a piece of his symbiote already in the MCU.
dude, that would be so cool if he lost his symbiote because Knull took it back, and then that piece is what gets him back, like into, you know what I mean?
Exactly
Yeah,
what I'm saying. So if you have Eddie Brock hop into the MCU, don't forget there's the symbiote that is still there. Null needs it. You understand? So it's the only thing I see fitting. Did they drop those crumbs on purpose prior? 100%. I think so.
yeah,
I hope to God this ends with a collaboration between Marvel and Sony because it is the
yeah.
only thing that makes the perfect sense. I'm hoping for that. Chiapette, I see you're saying don't assume it's in MCU. It is. We know it's there, right? At least I'm pretty certain it's the only thing that makes sense because they were
Yeah.
talking the blip, right?
I
Wasn't
hope
that?
so. I really hope that's what you just said is the case, because I
Yeah,
think that would be the best case scenario for Knull. Because if it's like, if there's just a Knull like they're gonna do it in the Sony movies, like it's just not gonna be good. Like that's the reality. It's just not gonna be good. They just don't know how to do that shit good.
e-
I'm sorry, they just don't.
exactly. But that's what I'm getting at is I think that's the way to really make this play out. You know what I mean? Make it continue on that manner and make it an Avengers threat down the line. Down the line, give us a few years. Now with the symbiote being in the MCU, which I'm pretty certain it is,
Dude,
because like
dude,
you said, they were having
sorry.
that discussion. They were having that discussion at the bar about the blip and stuff like that. Um, you have that's still lingering in the background. I was talking beyond the Spider Verse. I was talking timelines. The only things that make sense to me, you said you played the video game, right? Spider Man 2.
Yep,
So you know exactly what took place in that video game with Miles
yep,
Morales and
yep.
with Peter Parker with the symbiote. Miles was a key part of getting Spidey out of that. I think Beyond the Spider Verse needs to end with the film being that Miles pops into the MCU, into live action, makes his way during Secret Wars or whatever it is. The symbiote being on Spidey, Eddie Brock being in the MCU. Secret Wars comes to end. Eddie Brock is back as Venom within the MCU, and Knull is coming. That's the only thing I see making perfect sense.
Yeah. I again, I really hope that's the case, because I can't see I can't see a scenario where like these guys couldn't do Carnage. Like what the Carnage is literally just Joker as a Venom. Like if they couldn't do Carnage, like how can you not? How can you do? Null is like, I don't think he's a particularly difficult villain to pull off. You just have to stay true to what he is, and he's very fucking powerful, right? Like, and he has that sword, which is basically another Infinity Gauntlet in its own way. Like it's a really overpowered artifact weapon that can really make a big difference. And I think they have to emphasize that. I think they kind of tried that with Gore, but they just, I don't know really what went wrong there. If he, like, the Christian didn't want to do that stuff because it's too comic-y, or maybe it was just, they couldn't go that dark because Gore is really over the top, extra like super dark, really kills a lot. But with Knull, yeah, they have to lose. Like this is the guy when King in Black started. He was fighting the Avengers, the X-Men, and symbiotes and
Like
Spider People all
nothing.
at the same
Like
time.
nothing.
Like nothing. Nothing. He's having his dragon fly him around. Do you remember his dragons? It's like flying him around, dude. Like this is a great villain. This is for me like a dream because I think Knull's for me a top 3 Marvel villain. Like, I just love him.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited, but please, like it has to be like there has to be just 15 minutes of explaining what the fuck All Black is and how he got it and how he became Knull. You know what I mean? Because you have to, that's so important. Do it like Thanos. If they do it like Thanos, then I think they will nail it. If they just tease him slowly, build it up, like do what you said, like have Venom go to the MCU. I don't know. I hope that's the case. I really do. And I think I'm just trying to tell them, I'm getting gaslight myself to thinking, yeah, like they showed him in the trailer barely because it is just he's in the after credit. You know, like I don't know. I hope so.
Exactly. So I agree with everything. Seems we're on the same page, but apparently the Knull creators had no idea their villain would be in Venom 3, as we said. Now they're asking to be paid. So it was crazy to see that Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman had absolutely no idea. Absolutely no idea regarding the fact that Knull was going to be used in this movie. But rest assured, guys, Donny Cates, kind of what Nostradamus Venom was saying. Shout out to my brother Chris over here, saying Knull wants Venom because he crossed over to the MCU. He wants a piece of Venom so Knull can cross over. This is blow all of us. This is going to blow us all away. Cates posted about how he got to read the script, and that's exactly what I'm saying. Donny Cates says over on X, also, I've been talking with Sony and I read a script for Venom The Last Dance, and I'll say this, it is so much bigger and so much more ambitious than you can imagine. And Knull, holy shit, that's how you treat a king. Happy birthday to me. I know Donny Cates has been through the ringer, gone through a lot, but I'm going to take his word here because this is what's giving me hope.
Yep.
What we just said, saying this is how you treat a king. I'm hoping that means we're seeing a proper build, and we're gonna leave it at that.
Yep.
So there you go, guys. There you go. That was the show, Sheiky baby. It was a blast. It went through a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I had a blast, and I'm so glad I got to talk about 2 of my favorite things, Batman and Knull. So it was great. By the way, guys, look up what Knull means in Swedish.
Oh, I'm scared. Do I want to check this?
Just look it up. It's funny. It's like literally just type Knull Swedish meaning and then laugh.
If Knull doesn't enter the MCU 616, well, I will put it out there that I just noticed I entered the 616. 616 subscribers, guys. Thank you so much. It means a lot. I appreciate it. If you guys are catching the replay, please do me a favor. Comment below. Like I say every week now, we want to fight the algorithm. Let's put this channel in front of people's faces while we're just giving information, just comic nerds enjoying the talks of comics and everything comic related. I appreciate everybody. Sheik, do you want to let the people know what you have up and coming before I get into what I have up and coming?
Sure. Guys, you can find me at Comic Sheik on YouTube. That's where I upload all my personal stuff. Like I usually talk about DC, but sometimes Marvel too. I try to just talk about comics in general. Just uploaded a video today or last night about Absolute Batman and my general thoughts. Spoiler free, highly recommend checking that out. And you could also find me with the amazing gentleman, the Kingpins. We're doing a Grail show next Thursday. We're going to show off everyone. Well, most of us recently picked up a Grail, so I'm really excited. So it's like instead of a show your hauls, it's going to be show your Grails. I'm very excited for that. And we're trying to bully BC into coming in here because we need him to come assume his Kingpinly duties. We've been trying to get him back on the show, and I'm hearing rumors Hyper may make an appearance. That's if he's not, caught in line at Popeyes or something. So
yeah. Hey, dude, I've put it out there many times. If you guys ever go live after 9 p.m. Eastern time, I'm there. But that 7 p.m. start time is really what fucking hurts me because I got 2 kids. Now they're in, dude, my oldest started school, like elementary school. So it's weird.
Congratulations.
That's so weird.
Big time in his life.
Yeah, but I will definitely try to hop on for Show Me Your Grails because, I mean, I didn't get the biggest grails, but I did do some nice pickups. So, yeah, I'd be more than happy to join you guys. I missed the Kingpins, so I'm happy that you guys are going to be back. I know they've been on a hiatus, so looking forward to that. But I highly encourage everybody subscribe to Comic Sheik's channel as well. The guy's putting out some great conversations, some great details about many things. And, of course, over on the Radiant Black podcast, where you can listen even on your drive into work. And let me tell you, that's how I stay up to date with some of the Radiant Black stuff right now, because you guys really break it down.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure, dude. I'm just speaking facts. I'm not pumping your fucking smoke up your ass. But anyways, I do want to let you guys know this week on Thursday night, I will be part of the Shakers again, of course, hanging out with Laura, hanging out with Dr. Yo-Yo Chris, hanging out with Marty, and JB is going to be back. So we're going to be 5 on the panel, which I can't wait for. JB is an awesome... It doesn't get better when it comes to the Lord stuff. JB brings the fire every time. So I look forward to that. And of course, I'll be back next Sunday with a new guest and a lot more to talk about, as always. So have yourselves a great week, guys. Sheik, nothing but love. Thank you again for hopping on tonight.
Like and subscribe to BC, guys. Like and subscribe to BC. I want to see those likes match the number of views. Come on.
There you go. I appreciate it. Adios, guys. Have a good week.
Peace.